you're gonna have to stop talking this finish line shit. That's not how getting a successful guy is gonna work for you. You have to understand trajectory, all right, and also again, the more that you get to know men, actually have respect and love for men, you'll understand and be able to recognize the kind of men you should respect. But what's going on is also that when we look at the Scott Jacksons of the world. So Scott Jackson is supposed to be a Disney actress and whatnot, and right now she's in the news or in Black YouTube news for having her bonded on in public and getting pregnant at 21 and having some really wild pookie boyfriend, and and again, more the productive Black men are starting to pick up on, like, yo, y'all seem to really like these kinds of guys. These kind of guys seem to always get a lot of love from Black women. And the productive men are starting to think that that's what you relate to. Like that's what you like. Listen, there was a point, there's I think I talked about it before. It's a girl I used to see that I see around from time to time. And I'm like, man, and I no, when I knew her, or when I was close to her, I was driving, I called my fortune baby car, because it was a car that was gifted to me when I ain't had no car. It was a hoopty, you know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. It was an old Lexus, you know what I'm saying, GS 300, you know what I'm saying? It was old, it was falling apart and everything, right? Shit had duct tape on it. And I had so much love for the car because it got me from point A to point B. And by that point, I knew where I was going in life, and I knew where I wanted to be. I knew that, this is all temporary. It's all temporary. You know what I'm saying? And like, listen, that car got me everywhere I needed to go. I never was stuck nowhere ever with my car. Never. It's crazy how that shit is so far behind me now. Right. But and back then, I think when I was dealing with her more, I was working at the daycare. I was making $15 an hour. And I think my paychecks was always short. It was always between $700 and $800 when it should have been a little more. You know what I mean? I remember during that time, like, shit was rough, man. I used to work these long ass hours, and it was a tough job. We get the wrong kids in your class. It was a tough job. But I had a whole different life back then. You know what I mean? So my self-esteem was so different, and not only that. The understanding that everything is not for everyone. Black people have this thing about trying to make everyone equal one way or the other. And one way that we do that is, when someone is great or someone has a lot going for them and whatnot, we do this shit where we act like it don't really matter, or like they ain't really all that. You know what I mean? Whether or not they are or not, but just trying to convince them that you're not that great. That's a really corny thing that goes on in our community that has to stop, or and but when I say make everyone the same, in my mind, I thought that I can get with a woman and change her, and yes, you can influence her and whatnot. She can get on your program, mean that whatever your lifestyle is, you know what I'm saying, she come up under that, she can do that, right? But if she's lazy, you're not going to make her stop being lazy, all right? If she's not that intelligent, you're not going to make her more intelligent. That's not how that works. That person has to want those things for themselves. They have to see. It's all about value and what you see value in. So if you can see the value in what someone's bringing, then like, yo, you want to see it totally different. You know what I mean? It's like when you're younger, you have a harder time taking direction and basically learning and being able to basically switch over from doing to learning, because that's why people have a hard time. You know what I mean? Because they have to stop getting ready to do whatever it was going to do, or stop doing what they're doing and switch over to, all right, I have to take in information. But anywho, let's get back to the scene. Fair use.
You're not acting like it.
You're not acting like
ever
it
since
either.
this morning. Everything just started all up.
I was just frustrated because I saw you texting other women. That hurt me.
Texting other women. Once again, don't know who I'm texting, just assumes
You
that
still
it's
haven't
another
told
woman.
me who you're texting, Troy.
No matter who I'm texting.
I apologize for going off on you, screaming, yelling, doing this on your first.
She said, going off of you screaming and yelling. Let me tell you something. And I told all young guys this. There was never a time where your girl's supposed to scream and yell on you. Okay, like, you don't scream and yell on nobody. Period. Period. And what's crazy is she be doing that on like a regular basis. Like she tell him off, she beat him down verbally on a regular basis, and they've been doing it on camera. Anywho,
Community Day.
And my first anniversary home as well.
I apologize. That was not right, and I'm hoping that you can forgive me. The burgers are over there smoking. We gotta help out. My dad's in the kitchen still cooking.
Let's just get the day over with, please.
what you mean, please? So where he's going wrong there is, you know what? It's one more thing too about not wanting to be the bad guy and not knowing how to be the bad guy. Right? Gotta realize that the people who love you most, or if you really love someone, that person's going to hate you at some point, because you're going to say things and do things that are best for them that they may not be able to see in that moment. You know what I'm saying? It takes you years to realize a sacrifice that your parents made for you when you was younger. It takes years to realize, oh, okay, that was a sacrifice, or I'm so grateful that they thought enough of me to do that. 1 second, y'all. I got a lighter in here. Never a lighter. My bad, y'all. Well. Oh well. I'll let it later on. Yeah, so being afraid to be the bad guy, right? So I mentioned that specifically with Troy. That was the moment. Again, this is why he doesn't know what his program is. So he's not saying, okay, specifically this has to stop happening. And also, too, again, men have to always be prepared to take a L. When it comes to standing on business, things may not go favorably for you. You know what I mean? But it's more so, again, the reason why we do these things is to make sure that the world continues to be a safe and good place. Holding people accountable is a part of making the world a safe and good place. And sometimes you might have a confrontation, and sometimes it may get physical. Or you may lose that connection with that person, but you can never let people continue to do the wrong thing, especially in relationships, right? Because that was the opportunity for him to say, I don't call you out your name, I don't yell and scream at you, this and that. And honestly, who knows, yo? Like Troy might have another girl, because he definitely, again, he's more passive aggressive than he realizes, and guys who are passive aggressive and guys in that situation, they're more likely to be pulled towards another woman and whatnot, and pulled into a little side relationship, because they're going to always feel like, I need to get my get back. All right, because whether or not Troy's fighting back like that and trying to make her feel bad, the way that she does him, he still feels some kind of way. He still feels like, I'm going to get you. And that's probably how he gets back at her. And she might not even know that he's doing that. So he may be seeing other women. But that's another thing too. Like my view with cheating or seeing other women has kind of changed over the years. I mean, I never felt like, yo, you gotta have a lot of women and whatnot. But I'll say this. In terms of sustenance and whatnot, it's just never good to be messy. Or it's never good to, especially in this era, casual sex is just over. For it's too many diseases. And if you have anything to lose and whatnot, it's too many opportunities for someone to destroy you, or for someone to get you in a bad situation. You understand? Well, y'all.
I love you.